Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Hey, Jim, how are you today?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I could sense it. Jim's a little attitudey today. We're going to get through it, though. Right,
Happy
Jim?
days are here again.
Happy days are here again. Listen, folks, with less than 2 weeks till the election, lots going on. We have some election integrity issues going on and early voting. We're going to go over that. We have some states that are prepping us for the count stoppages on election day ahead of time. Imagine that. A lot of shady things going on there. We're also going to talk about the latest guest on The View. They add another woman. We'll go into that. Jim probably doesn't even know what I'm talking about, but he will. Kamala Harris continues to struggle. Her NBC interview just took a crap. That's all of her interviews do. And the surprising switch of 55,000 Democrats to the conservative side, Jim's going to tell us about. AOC's got a red light district problem. And somebody leaked Israel's plans for war. Who did that? What are our thoughts on it? We're going to give that to you. Leaked those. All that, folks, on another amazing episode of what, Jimmy?
Live.
Yes.
From the Patriots Prayer Network studios.
True.
It is 2 guys.
It is
1 coup.
Folks, wake the hell up, America.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, bury in the noise. Left hand deals lies, can't stifle the choice. Fight back rage, flames in the night. No more chains, break free from the fright. Eyes clear now, vision in the dark. We stand up, never bow to the mark. We are the storm, we are the fight. 2 guys, 1 coup, bringing light. No more lies, no more games. Stand tall and truth, break the chains. They spit and scream, push buttons in the dark. Yet we rise, never crumble in the park. Paint our faces with colors bright. March ahead in the dead of night. Shattered dreams won't silence us now. Left and right mix poison in the vow. But we see through, we feel the beat.
I am awake. Wednesday mornings are hard for me.
Yeah.
It's middle of the week. I'm exhausted, but I'm not going to let it show. The show must go on.
No,
Jim.
The show must go on.
Must go on. And so we have
to entertain.
We have to entertain. That is our jobs. That's why we are here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning again to Jim. Let's right away. Let's hear from. Let's do lock and load this morning. I need a
lock
pick me
and
up.
load. We didn't get.
I need a pick me up, and lock and load coffee will certainly do that. So let's hear from them. We'll be right back.
When ordinary coffee won't cut it, reach for Lock and Load Coffee, the brew that means business. Crafted for those who demand more from their cup, Lock and Load delivers intense flavor, serious energy, and a sense of patriotism. Whether you're hitting the gym, the job, or the battlefield of life, Lock and Load Coffee keeps you sharp and ready to go. Fuel your drive, stay unstoppable, and support an American-first brand. Lock and Load Coffee. Ignite your day and conquer your mission. Do yourself a favor and order now at lockandloadcoffee.com.
Folks, Lock and Load. Buckeye, good morning. Lockandloadcoffee.com. Right there it is. Go get yourself some. Use coupon code 2guys. Get 10% off your first order. Subscribe to their coffee club as well. You get reoccurring deliveries.
You do not want to run out.
You do not want to run out. We highly suggest it. Please go support them. Again, veteran supported, American owned and operated. America First, great people. That's lockandloadcoffee.com. And don't forget about gritgearapparel.com as we are sporting.
Sporting the grit gear stuff.
It just you put it on, and it just makes your gun. Like, look at Jimmy's guns there. I mean, it's just like, I mean,
The
pure
gun's
man.
really working out.
Huh?
After a week and a half, the guns are showing.
Look at, they are showing. Sun's out, guns out for Jimmy there. I like it. You do look good. So handsome as always. Again,
Well,
folks, here we are.
Burden that I have to face every day.
Well, it's the hell we live with, isn't it? That's why people are watching. I mean, if you're listening, you're missing out on the money makers, folks.
Sometimes it's hard. People find it hard to concentrate because they're just like, "Oh my god,
they're so enamored." But I mean, I see it. It's hard for me when you speak, Jim. Your angelic voice and your calm demeanor. I'm very I'm just taken in by it, and sometimes I miss the message you're delivering. Much like some people miss the message of our last guest.
that's it
is what it is.
Happen.
Yeah, it happens, but we did get good feedback as well. So again, that we won't rehash any of that. But folks, thank you. Welcome again. We are less than 2 weeks out from the election. Everybody's on pins and needles.
What election is that?
Yeah, the
presidential election.
Presidential election. Hopefully, I pray to God I'm 2 weeks out from having to hear the cackling laugh of Kamala Harris anymore. I can't take it. I literally, back in 2016, every time Hillary spoke, and to this day, every time Hillary speaks, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me, literally. And that's her. I cannot take it anymore.
I watched she
was awesome.
Okay. She was awesome, Aaron. Or Buckeye, correct. Yes, we thought she was awesome as well.
Yeah.
There was a political ad.
Yeah.
And it was coming on and saying that, Trump, you got to be careful of Trump. He's, the Project 2025 is coming and everything else. And so I thought back to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't she go after Kamala for misinformation? Because at the very end, Kamala said, I am Kamala Harris and I approve this message.
Yeah, exactly.
That's misinformation because he has time and time again said that he was. So I thought about Hillary Clinton.
Is
she going after 60 Minutes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just wondering.
Correct. Yep. Just wondering. I literally, so I'm glad you thought about Hillary Clinton the other day. I
think about her a lot.
I know you do. It's just, it's absolutely, if anybody, honestly, I know the people are out there and I know they're pushing Kamala, but there's no way early voting is happening. The Republicans are dominating in early voting, which is so rare, but they push that message.
Democrats, folks.
Huh?
Which should be very scary for Democrats.
You think it would be
dominating early voting because we dominate voting day.
And I think in back rooms they are. Obviously, out in public they can't come out and say it. But even some of the media is now like, oh, what's happening here? Early voting, which then is leading them to know exactly what path they need to take to get the votes they need on election day.
That's not misinformation. That is fact.
So when you're looking at the battleground states, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's 7 of them, and we know what they are. Nevada is supposedly Trump's worst, which is bizarre to me in general, why Nevada is that way. But they are outgaining Democrats in early voting. And that's his worst. He's doing his worst out there.
I think Nevada's his.
Personally. Do you?
Yeah, I do. Just like I think Michigan's going to end up in his corner.
I do too. So, I do think Michigan's going to end up there. So if you're out there, folks, in Michigan and you're listening, get out the vote. Go do it. Take your friends.
Pennsylvania, we just don't know.
Well, you got Josh Shapiro, who's the king of cheating. Yeah. So, I mean, you got the governor there who is absolutely, which is probably one of the reasons why they didn't pick him, besides he was Jewish. And I know the whole Israel thing, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. On video cheating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's
proven
out there. Yep.
Court case 1 by Greg Stenstrom. And speaking of that, I just want to show note on Monday, we're going to have Steve Stern. If you don't know who Steve Stern is, he's got a podcast. It's Stern American. But he has been on One America News. He's been on Steve Bannon's war room. He has a weekly election integrity call, gets over 1 million people involved in that. Greg Stenstrom's been on there. General Flynn's been is a constant on that call. It's weekly. It's every Wednesday. He will be with us Monday morning to discuss all of that. So you're not going to want to miss that. So stay tuned for Monday, the 28th, 10:30 live, a.m. Eastern time. Steve Stern will be here. What does this say? Can Trump has doubled up come out? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yep. And the betting odds. So one of the weird things is the Vegas betting odds, which is not common, right?
Would you bet on this race, knowing that if you vote on this election, knowing what you know about Pennsylvania, now Georgia, that could possibly
Wisconsin,
cheat,
Arizona.
Okay, I would not bet on that. I just wouldn't, because you just don't know what's
the betting numbers are highly in the favor of Trump. So and of course internal polling, which JD Vance was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, which was a great podcast, by the way. Theo Vaughn is amazing. I love him. But he was on there and he was talking about the actual polling. When you see the external polls, it costs about $10,000 to $20,000 on that poll, and they're all heavily sided one way or the other.
Of course.
The internal polling, for instance, he explains when he was running for Senate in the state of Ohio that they were showing a neck and neck, or he was losing on external polling. His internal polling was showing a 6% advantage for him. He ended up winning by 7. He goes, the internal polling is the accurate polling, because they're not paying for that. That's not, these are actually out there talking to voters, not calling you on the phone and saying, or heavily Democrat one side or whatever. But anyways, that's what polling's about. But the election integrity part is already in play. People are having issues at the polls as they are early voting. Have some videos, Jim. I want to play of that, and then I want to go right into what the media and is portraying with some of the states, specifically Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan, and some of the interviews they've had over the week. But let's start here with in Texas, of all places, which we know the Dems are trying to steal. So it's important to kind of pay attention to this. But here's one video I want you to listen to. We'll talk about it.
I just voted in the wide settlement election. I voted for one president, checked it on the video screen. When I got the paper ballot, it had the other candidate's name on it. Check your paper ballots, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Lucas Clark, and I voted here at White Settlement Library in Fort Worth. I was in line for about 45 minutes, and there were 2 people that came out and said that their ballots were changed. So everybody double check your printed out ballots.
Thank you.
In there and they vote, and once they print out their ballot, it's different. So.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, that's happening. That's happening. I mean, these aren't people making this up. You got to check your ballots. And also, if you do have a ballot, they hand you a ballot and it's got markings of any sorts on it. You ask for a brand new ballot. Remember that. Super important to remember that. This happened in Illinois. This is a short video, but he'll explain what happened.
Well, so much for early voting. Their scanner's broken. And they said, don't worry, we'll just put it in the box. And we'll make sure we scan them all tonight when everybody leaves. And I said, no, I'll come back another day.
Yeah. So that's what they were going to do in Schaumburg, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. They were going
very heavily blue.
That they were going to the scanner broke. Just leave them. We'll just scan them tonight. I mean, and I wonder how many people did it. This guy walked away and said, I'll come back. Yeah. But I wonder how many people actually did that. So, okay, I trust you. I trust the election integrity portion of all this. So, folks, this is happening in places. Massachusetts is experiencing. Massachusetts, heavily blue. Rare is that going to go red, right? I don't know if it's gone red since Reagan. Has it for a president? Massachusetts?
Yeah, because I don't think. Well, did Trump win it in 2016? I can't remember.
Jim,
I don't think it has. It's been pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much blue the whole time. But so why there? That's, is he winning there? Is he? So here's this news story on that.
There are 2 police reports alleging voter fraud in Lawrence at this time, and there could be more on the way. We are told that there is an investigation going on at both the state and local level. And one man tells us he actually caught a woman on camera going into his mailbox stealing ballots. This is the Ring camera video appearing to show a woman taking out 3 ballots from a Lawrence man's mailbox. This is the man who didn't want to be identified, but says he went to go vote in person on Election Day last week and was told, according to the list, he already voted. That's when he checked his camera footage and then contacted police. The Essex County District Attorney's Office and Secretary of State, William Galvin, are now looking into any allegations of potential voter fraud.
We're going to get all the ballots out of Lawrence. We're going to get all the mail-in ballots, and we're going to review everything and all the provisionals and reconcile the lists. And if further investigation contacting some of the people who allegedly voted by mail needs to be done, we will do it.
There are 2 reports of potential voter fraud or stolen ballots right now in Lawrence.
There may be more. It's premature to say how many.
The second report filed was from this Lawrence woman who's still waiting for elections officials to decide whether her in-person vote will count or the mail-in, which she says has her signature forged.
How come it's not going to be counted if I'm voting right in front of you and I'm telling you that that vote that you have there is not mine?
State elections officials are now sorting through these allegations, and we're told the results would be delivered before the candidates begin their new terms in January.
Sure.
We're on it. The minute we heard about it today, we took action. We've had a history of sending people to jail when they've committed crimes. And that's what we'll do here.
There's a crime right there.
And there's also another component to these cases. If that mail was stolen out of those mailboxes, that's a federal offense, and we're told there could be a federal investigation on the way. Live in Boston tonight, Darren Battello, NBC 10 Boston.
Could be a federal investigation.
This is probably the easiest case anybody could get.
Yeah. Now, the voter that they interviewed, I'm not quite sure how he was able to vote. But anyways, he didn't sound like he was. Now, again, Latinos are allowed to vote. That's not my point. It's just correct. You would have thought speak English.
But why not show your
face? Yeah. Well, who knows? I mean, the neighborhood. I mean, there's you got to be careful these days, So, good morning there, Grit Gear. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Jim, you went away there for a minute. I don't know what happened. But
my camera for some reason disappeared. Just audio, I was still there, but not camera.
Well, but we're glad. We're glad.
My ingenuity, I fixed it. So
quick cat-like reflexes. So that portion is happening. I mean, the election integrity is truly happening.
How is that?
This is not already. That's what I'm saying.
It is a crime.
Already.
But, like I said, it's the easiest process. A prosecutor can be 100% accurate on this one.
Yeah, but they might investigate it. It might be a crime. So while that's all going on, I've thousands of videos of this happening. People in line, machines are breaking, switching votes.
Well, that's why we don't like mail-in ballots.
I know. That's why. But we're talking about even going to the poll to early vote, and it's switching their votes. We're not talking about even mailing them in. Illinois, the machine breaks. Don't worry about it. We'll scan it for you later. Trust us. We're here to help. Okay.
Yeah, because Chicago's been known for their
honesty,
accurate, honest election.
Yeah, nothing corrupt in Chicago. So, but what's even more disturbing is the usual suspect states. We've got 3 of them here.
Yeah,
I'm going to start with Pennsylvania, well known for their election stealing in 2020. They're just going to tell us, just be patient with them. Okay, it takes time. They have 10 million less people than Florida, but don't worry about that. It's just going to take time for us to count them here in Pennsylvania. Let's listen to this. This was 60 Minutes interview, which you can trust, but here it is.
Is what be patient with Pennsylvania?
The message is please be patient.
Oh.
Our counties are working night and day to count their voters' votes. They're doing so as quickly as they can and with integrity.
Our job is to make sure we are constantly just providing the truth to voters.
For Secretary Schmidt, getting out the message can mean late nights answering questions about the electoral process in granular detail.
It takes time to count millions of votes.
Does it?
As we saw at this law school in Harrisburg.
We're much better prepared today, 4 years later, than we were.
He's teamed up with fellow Republican, former Pennsylvania Governor Tom Corbett.
Well, let me ask you this question, Jim. It does take time to count the votes, but yet Indiana, Ohio, North Carolina,
the
South
states
Carolina,
that everybody likes to make
Florida,
fun of.
Texas, California, Oregon, I'm naming blue and reds out there. They're able to do it that night.
Yep.
So what's wrong with Pennsylvania? Oh, let me think. Oh, I get it.
They need time.
They need time to know the number of votes they need in order to steal the election.
Well,
plain and simple.
If you want to look at just, if I can add real quick to that, in Pennsylvania, there is a report, nearly 55,000 registered Pennsylvania Democrats changed their party affiliation this year. 55,000.
55.
Okay. That's going from Democrat to Republican.
Yeah.
All right.
55,000.
So you think maybe the correlation, you think maybe there's some reasons why we may not be done counting in 2024.
Yeah.
This could take.
That's what they're saying.
Take until 2026.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, we may not finish the counting, yet we have 27 million citizens here in Florida, and the counting is done that evening.
You are correct, Grit Gear.
Voting is nothing
Voting
new.
is nothing new.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And I like the statement there that, we know more now than we did 4 years ago. What are you talking about? We've been voting. What do you know more now? More.
Well, there's more people voting.
Yeah, there sure is more people voting. All right.
Gotta love Pennsylvania.
You gotta love Pennsylvania. Georgia's not much better. Raffensperger, the Secretary of State there. So we know the shenanigans and the shithead he is. We know the cheating that was done in 2020, and we know that directly alleged. Thank you for saving us from a lawsuit. We know directly that from Catherine Engelbrecht of True the Vote, who was on this show, who had the interactions with him. It's really things are against him, but he was on a news program, and here's what he had to say. So
nearly all votes cast in this upcoming election will be recorded on paper. Last night,
absolutely, 100% will be. And it's actually security paper with the state seal on it.
Okay, important point to establish, because yesterday President Trump said something that implies that because it can take time to tabulate votes, there might be something nefarious.
I can print the state seal right now and print out I don't know how many things of the Georgia state seal right here on my printer.
Yeah.
On my little.
I love that. That's his defense.
That's his defense. They're on paper, and it's got the state seal. It's nothing wrong.
Which state? Which state? I mean,
which state? Yeah, which state there, Brad? Let's listen.
Here, take a listen.
They spend all this money on machines, and then they announce, we expect to have the results like 7 days after the election. If you had paper ballots, you get them at 10 o'clock. France went to paper because what we did didn't work.
He's pointing to a lack of paper ballots as a problem here.
Yeah.
Is he accurately describing what's happening, and how long will it take to tabulate votes?
In Georgia, in Georgia, 100% of all the votes cast will be on a paper ballot. But actually, nationwide, it's going to be over 96 to 97% of all voting in America will be on paper ballots. But we also just pushed here with SB 189 that all early votes and all early accepted ballots, they all will have to have their results reported by 8 p.m. That's 70, maybe even 75% of all the vote totals will be reported no later than 8.
This is true. And this happened in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And when 75% came in, President Trump had a 1 in quadrillion chance of losing Georgia. So
that's not the percentage we're worried about.
Yeah, that's not the one, Bradley. All right.
8 p.m. on election night.
Won't take 7 days to tabulate votes, as he said?
Absolutely not. What we will be waiting for is the overseas ballots that come in no later than Friday. And so those will then be the final numbers. And we'll just see if that makes the difference in the total vote totals. I understand we're very competitive. And that's why we've done everything since day one to make sure we have fast, accurate, and secure elections for all my...
Lie.
After 2020.
Liar. Yes.
After 2020.
Yeah, in which he hasn't. Liar. Rhino, part of the war machine. That is who he is. Lies. He's pure out and out lying.
Voters here in Georgia.
Yeah, thanks, Bradley. That was, I feel real sure.
Well, I feel a lot better now.
That. Oh, don't you?
I feel a lot better. You see all the blinking? You see all the blinking he was doing?
I know.
So either he does that all the time, which I've not seen, but a lot of times that's a twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're looking at somebody, if, as I tell you that I played 4 years in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, me too. I know how to shoot a gun. I worked at McDonald's. I don't know.
I was
at
folks.
Tiananmen Square.
I want to get somebody who reads what are those lying experts watching to come out and I would like to get one on to see.
So that's a good point, Jim, because basically I follow those people about as much as I follow psychics. If the psychic has asked me my name, I don't think they're good. Huh?
Don't mess with psychics.
I'm
trying to figure out how they're not always rich.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't ask me. What do you ask if you're a psychic? You're going to tell me about my dead loved one, but you don't know who I am? So I believe, body language readers about that far, I guess. This is what Rich said. I can print the presidential seal and put my name under it. Doesn't make me the president, or does it?
But in our opinion, Rich,
yeah,
President
Rich.
That's what we
Gunny Gunther. I like the sound of it.
You're more qualified and legally would be president as much as Biden was in 2020.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Has a little bit more of the mental capacity, I think, than
allegedly. Get it.
Yeah. So that's Georgia. I got one more for you, and watch this robotic. It almost looks AI. She does.
Michigan's just hilarious.
Yeah, Michigan's hilarious. So here's this one, folks, and then we'll get on with it. But
Expect to get results.
What's wrong with her right eye? That look like one of them cyborgs or something. Is she real, or is this an AI version of? I'm not body shaming or making fun of people's looks, even though we have the right to, because we're so perfect and good looking.
All right.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm just saying, look at it. It's scaring me. I feel that right eye is literally, it might be a glass eye. I don't know. Anyways, I just can't look at her.
Here we go.
But
here we go.
Shut up, Jim. Hold on. How do I play this thing?
Well, in 2020, we had the results of our highest turnout election in Michigan history within 24 hours of the polls closing. The unofficial results were completed by 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So we're tracking that again this year. We do have more options to process ballots sooner than Election Day, which is where we were restricted in 2020. So I'm optimistic we could see results even sooner, but I would estimate end of the day on Wednesday as the best guess on.
I am so sick of this end of the day. When did this start? This end of the day, the next day,
Whitmer,
3 days later. What? Huh?
Governor Whitmer has brought in these illegals to hand count the ballots.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, so
Uno, dos,
Allegedly.
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 How we'll perform. But that said, we will always prioritize accuracy and security over efficiency, understanding how much people will want those results. We're still going to make sure the process is secure and accurate before we put anything out to the public. But that said, we understand people's energy and excitement, and we'll be working hard to ensure those results are ready as soon as possible.
I don't believe the robot, to be honest with you here. I don't believe it.
I don't. Yeah.
I believe
Rich,
nothing she says.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure
mean,
which
if the
cabinet position I want right now, but
if the position isn't his running mate, I don't know.
I want the transportation because I can do much better than Pete Buttigieg by just putting the stick in the chair.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bad.
I think with you and your your frickin' beefcake muscles and all that now, I think maybe you should be like a Health and Human Services director at this point. You know,
I don't know.
Surgeon General, maybe.
I might be shot by then.
Surgeon
Who
General.
knows?
And if I don't get a position as vice president, as running mate, I am not accepting anything less. What?
That would be an interesting ticket right there.
Wouldn't it be?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Rich and Dale. Pretty great. Anyway, so that's PA, Georgia, and Michigan. That's just some of the people. We'll keep bringing them to you as we go along here. But that is what Jim is. What is it? What did he post?
I didn't post anything.
No, Jim is looking ripped. That's what I'm saying. People comment. Let me know. I mean, Jim is looking ripped.
Stop.
Now.
Let's move on. All right.
Why? Are you getting embarrassed? What are you embarrassed for? Oop, there it is again. Jim is looking ripped. It's going to leave it up there the whole show. So,
anyway.
Lock and load.
Dale for press secretary.
Huh?
Dale for press secretary, so he can stand on his soapbox.
I'd do it. But boy, I tell you, you want to talk about some language, you wouldn't want.
No, we would be like Sarah Huckabee Sanders, giving them
homework assignments.
Yeah, we would give them homework.
You do the research, stupid. Quit asking me these questions. So that's I've got other videos and other things to get into, but I want Jim to get into some of what he needs to talk about. Jim, do you think we need to actually hit the old Trump token? Do it.
Yep.
So let's go to that. Jim, you handle all that because you do it so well. As you do.
Be right back, folks.
America faces challenges like never before. Economic uncertainty, social unrest, debt implosion. The foundations of our freedom are under attack. To restore strength, prosperity, and the American way of life, Trump must win.
I plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world.
Introducing the Trump token, blending the deflationary model of Bitcoin with the technological advancement of Solana. It's more than just a cryptocurrency. It's America's future medium of exchange. The Trump token pledges to donate 50% of proceeds, up to $50 million, to Trump's 2024 re-election campaign. Join the movement. Stand with Trump. Secure your future at thetrumptoken.com.
Number 2.
And introducing the Trump token, America's cryptocurrency, a digital revolution to make America great again. Built on the high-performance Solana blockchain, the Trump token merges the economic principles of Bitcoin with the speed, scalability, and efficiency of modern technology. Designed to empower politically engaged communities, the Trump token taps into 3 major demand ecosystems: the Trump community, global cryptocurrency enthusiasts, and the internationally recognized Trump brand. In a world of financial uncertainty, the Trump token stands as a scarce and durable digital asset, positioned for growth within a rapidly expanding global market. Powered by Solana, the Trump token offers lightning-fast transactions, unparalleled scalability, and robust security, making it the ideal currency for both everyday use and political engagement. With a total supply capped at 21 million Trump tokens, 10 million are available for pre-sale at just $10 per token. In a powerful show of support, 50% of all pre-sale proceeds will be donated to Donald J. Trump's 2024 presidential campaign via super PACs. That's right. Up to $50 million of crypto in kind will be donated to ensure Trump wins. On top of the donation, 40% free additional Trump tokens will be distributed over 36 months to all pre-sale participants who hold. Check out our official white paper for more. Driven by a decentralized governance model, the Trump token empowers its community to shape its future, ensuring the token remains aligned with the values of its supporters. Together, let's make America great again. Go to thetrumptoken.com to get involved. The Trump Token. Own America's cryptocurrency now.
That is correct. There it is, trumptoken.com, thetrumptoken.com. I wish Jim and I were a little bit more educated in the cryptocurrency market. I know what I know, which is very little. Apparently, crypto is going to be the future, and Jim and I better get on board, or else we might be left behind. So go to there, thetrumptoken.com, show your support, and 50% of those proceeds do go to his campaign. There's still 13 days left, folks, before the election, and Democrats are spending a lot of money. That's for damn sure.
They're bringing in a lot of money too.
They're bringing in a lot and spending a lot.
If anybody saw the CNN, maybe nobody did. I think, but if you saw the
are watching us right now,
if you saw the panel on CNN, they were talking about all the billionaires that supported Trump. There's 3. Okay, and they were really bitching, and they were bitching about how much money they gave to the Trump campaign and how horrible it is. And see, President Trump is for billionaires,
for the billionaires, and all that. Forget about the Steve Bezos and the Gates and the Zuckerbergs and
how much
forget
money
about those guys.
Mark Cuban alone,
Soros,
given to the Kamala Harris campaign. Much for just Cuban does it because he and Trump, they don't like each other.
Yep,
he knows Kamala Harris is not going to do a better job. He knows that. He just doesn't want Donald Trump there. It's like it's the billionaire
orange
ego,
man bag
right?
syndrome.
It's the billionaire egos. They don't. I'm better than you. Now, the one thing I do like about Mark Cuban, he graduated from Indiana University, so I do like that part.
Yeah, I mean, even ignorant and stupid people can graduate from that college. So I mean, it doesn't, you don't have to be actually common sense. And I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, it's not the Ohio State University.
You're right, it's not. Please stop. Jim has family watching. I guess
one of the reasons
talk about
I was telling you
your guns and your.
Anyway, okay, folks.
Yep.
I've got good
tell
news.
us a couple things before we go to some more videos, please.
I have good news.
Do you?
No longer do you have to go to Vegas to a red light or Amsterdam.
Oh, shoot.
You can go to AOC's Queens.
Yep.
It is now the red light district of the East Coast.
Yeah,
Congratulations, AOC.
Yeah.
There are people there who are described as scantily dressed migrant prostitutes line blocks of long commercial strips during all hours of the day and night, brazenly soliciting sex to passerbys while their pimps strike fear into local business owners, one of whom told Fox News Digital he's been threatened for speaking out, is on the verge of closing his store. The trash-filled streets of Roosevelt Avenue in Queens, which encompasses the migrant-heavy communities of Corona, Jackson Heights, and Elmhurst, has become a veritable hotbed of one of the world's oldest professions, and residents say that most elected officials and police are turning a blind eye to the neighborhood nightmare, which looks more like the famed brothel-filled red light district streets of Bangkok than one of America's biggest cities. Sorry, I forgot Bangkok.
Yeah, you did forget
the red light, the famed red light district.
A lot of
illegal vendors
lady boys
also overrun the sidewalks. Illegal vendors plying their hustle in what residents have to liken third world conditions, cooking hot food out in the open, devoid of any health certifications or inspections, as hungry birds swoop down in search of leftovers and leaving their droppings along the way. Folks, this is AOC's district.
That's right.
New York,
right.
What the hell are you thinking?
Has she not been eerily quiet?
Eerily quiet, and she hasn't gone down there.
No, she's hiding. The less AOC she thinks, the better chance she has to win. They're taking the playbook from Joe Biden. As you noticed, Kamala Harris was getting out there more and Tim Walz was getting out there more, and their numbers are dropping. So a Democrat can't physically go out there and campaign and be vocal and be loud and be boisterous and be on all sorts of news programs all over the place without failing. That their message doesn't resonate with 80% of the country. So that's AOC. It does not. It just won't.
But
that
she
is
doesn't do
incredible.
anything. I mean, the residents say she has never been down there. She has
That's
not
insane.
been down there to talk. And politicians, high-ranking politicians, don't go down there. Is
she
this
might
their
be one of the
way
migrants scantily clothed down there.
Well, I had some video, but I didn't.
Of?
It's a family show, so
it is.
No, well, okay, but there was a short. I mean, they were real short clips, but it kind of showed a little bit, but it was so short that it really wasn't going to show everything.
Yeah,
but yeah, scandally. I mean, I can't. Is this AOC's way of making life better for illegals in this country? Because I guarantee you, those prostitutions are probably paying off the cartel for bringing them here. They probably don't want to prostitute. They're probably forced into it because they have to pay back the cartel for getting there.
Who is paying off the NGOs,
right?
That brought them here.
So anyway, I'm
wow.
But so I just thought I would point that out that because AOC and her Ilya and Omar group, the squad, the pro-Israel people that they are.
Correct. Yep.
That her district is, and of course you don't see this on CNN.
Of
you
course
will
not
see it anywhere on CNN, MSNBC.
Of course not.
So anyway,
I agree.
Family show since when? You're right.
Yeah, but it's not. Go Buckeyes. Agreed. Why do you keep taking off my Go Buckeyes?
Because I don't need to see this shit. But this was a good one.
Watch yourself. It's a family show, Jimmy. Go to the poisonous and useless nuts.
Buckeyes.
I know what stupid head is talking about. I know who he is.
And by the way, Crazy Southpaw, you have to be careful. There's a lot of Ohio State people on this.
Yeah, so give it to him. Give it to him, everybody in the chats. Give it to him. Yeah, Crazy South. Yeah, what does this say? Crazy Southpaw 13. The nut may be useless, but the Buckeyes rocked. Yes, agreed. Since Jim's family started watching. Give it to him. Everybody comment on there how beefy and handsome Jim is looking. I want to infiltrate it in the comments. Look at the arms. I can't help it, Jim. I can't help it. I'm baffled by it. Speaking of Latinos, well, you got roid rage. That's what was your problem before the show today. Oh boy, if you guys could have spent the first hour before the show with me and Jim, I had to talk him off the edge. I mean,
there's a lot of times you and I, people don't get to see it.
Yeah,
people don't get to see how Dale and I calm each other down because
you're right.
It would be a great show though if neither one of us calmed each other down and we were both irritated. That's
going to happen at some point because we get irritated. I mean, you guys might not sense it, but I probably do have a bit of a short fuse and I get a little irritated. Like, simple things like Wi-Fi isn't working great. Like today, it's not working great, but that throws me over the edge. So that kind of little thing.
But your beautiful face still shines through.
Thank you, Jim. Gosh. See, look at his love fest going on here. We're a little getting the vapors, Jim. Speaking of Latinos, Jim, President Trump did go to the Latino conference and spoke there and well received, phenomenal conference. But one gentleman, and I'm so sorry I don't know his name, I meant to look it up before, had this to say at the conference, and it was an amazing minute and a half. So let's listen to this.
Media for all Mexican Americans, Hispanic Americans to vote for President Trump. And I know we will win for the third time. For the third time.
This guy's awesome.
Yes. Yes. We will win for the third time. And that's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. Because it's true. Because it's true. Look what is happening right now. Look what is happening right now with these evil people. Obama, Hillary, Kamala, Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, all this team. There's more than 300,000 children Over
This is
300,000 children that they came through the border, they released them, and we don't know where they are. Kamala, where are the children? Kamala, where are the children?
True. This is 100% true.
You know, these people, Kamala and Biden, they're the biggest human traffickers in the history. And everyone knows that. And that's why I'm here to give my 100% to support my dear friend, President Donald Trump. And again, we will win for the third time.
I just
Awesome.
love that.
Awesome speech. No, Buckeye, you don't leave us two alone.
We have plenty of alone time. We don't.
We've even slept in the same hotel room, Jim. The secrets people are learning from us.
That's what we like to see.
Bluetooth speaker in a shot, my course. At the comments, come on, everybody, keep it going. I agree. Let's talk about it. I know, like, here, just stop it, Dale. I get it. But sometimes I look at
You know
Jim
who
and
that
I'm
is,
just
right?
enamored. I'm enamored.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay. All right.
I know who that is. So,
okay.
Yeah, I know who that is. Anyways, so that happened. What an amazing just minute and a half of absolute endorsement. They prayed over President Trump. It was genuine. The Latino vote, he's up 49% to 38 or something. Like, I don't know what the in between is there in the math they figure out, but the fact that he's taking the Latino vote, boy, man, and it just has them scared. There's nothing in this election, nothing that is indicating that Kamala Harris has even a shot in hell of winning this thing.
How many
That's the
times do we
scary
have
part.
to bring this up? He has a dominant advantage. Well, when I say dominant, what I'm talking about compared to years past. Okay. He has a dominant stance with his legal Hispanic voters. I mean, they're moving over towards him in record numbers.
Correct.
Black voters. Now, majority of the black voters are still going to vote for Democrats, but there's a lot of them coming over to him. A lot of them. Okay. I almost believe, and I'm almost willing to bet, more than 50% of the union vote goes towards President
Oh,
Trump.
I would too. So if not higher.
Again, I ask you this question. How are these polls close?
So here's
They're
something.
not.
You're right. They're not. Don't believe the media's lying. So our friend Caitlin Colgate, who has been on this show, part of the Red Stiletto Republican women out of Texas,
Bengals.
She had Bengals. It's the only thing I don't like about her. She posted on Facebook this simple statement: 79% of America thinks that the country is going in the wrong direction. How is this race 50-50? Okay. That's all she posted. Legitimate question. I wrote under there in the comment, I said, the media is lying to you, plain and simple. Don't believe the polls. Polls are whacked. They're terrible. They're not effective.
Republicans don't answer them.
They don't answer them. I've never even been questioned on a poll. My entire life.
I've been called a couple times, but
I've never once.
I hate it.
But at any rate, that's what I posted. So I get a comment below it that says this: I am a racist.
Of course.
This is all it said. I am a racist. I am part of a cult, the whole Trump cult. And my wife is ugly.
Well, first of all, no, your wife is not.
I don't really like his opinion matters, but I'm just like, that's the comment I got for saying the media is lying to you. This is where we're at.
That's the comebacks. That's
the comeback.
No facts.
I said, wow, that's original, bro. Really original.
So now, if you say mainstream media is to blame, you're a racist for that.
I'm a racist.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in a cult.
Anyway, I don't know.
I'm in a cult, and I have an ugly wife. That's
I don't know. I don't get it.
That's what he said. At any rate, this conversation, I'm not even going to get into. I was going to do it. We've done this before in the past where I literally read verbatim the entire conversation on Facebook to call these idiots out.
Yes.
Caitlin found the conversation going back. I was never once did I insult him or I said, this is what you result to. This is instead of just debating, instead of just saying that, no, the media isn't lying, whatever your position is on it, instead it's resulted to insults. And I wasn't going down that path, with him. But it went on for a little while. And finally, he's just like, whatever. That's what he said. You hit him with facts.
I have family members that do the same.
They don't like it.
So.
Well,
they don't like Trump because he's egotistical.
Yeah,
but they loved Obama.
Well, those family members are, they're not welcome to my funeral. That's it. You're not welcome to my funeral.
It's like they say it. Even though you and I would invite President Trump to our family dinner in a drop of a hat.
Yeah.
But the point of the matter is you're not necessarily voting for that person that you would have over for your family dinners. You are voting for that person that's going to keep you safe. That's going to make the country great. That's going to make us profitable. It's going to put us back at the number one and only superpower in the world.
Yep.
That's where we have to go. It's where we have to go. And if we don't get there, Russia and China are going to completely take over.
Simple.
With North Korea sitting there second in line.
Yep, correct.
This is what we're looking at, folks. We are dealing with an administration, and not just an administration, but a group, these Democrat leftist woke idiots that don't realize, well, maybe they do realize that they're just handing us over to China.
There.
Here you go. We don't want any more. We were too strong. We were too mean. So we're just gonna, but we base it on this. Okay. Iran was $6 billion less when President Trump was in office.
Correct.
There was hate. Hamas and Hezbollah still hated Israel. Iran still hated Israel. But why weren't they attacking them like they are now under President Trump? Because they knew there was going to be a couple ICBM missiles coming right up your ass. If you
the retaliation would have been
the Houthi soldiers that are bombing our camps, our barracks, and hardly anything is happening to them. They're taking our ships. They're attacking our ships. And all we're doing is
gave them everything in Afghanistan.
Yeah, we might send them a couple missiles to whatever, probably to empty sites just so we don't hurt anybody. And we are weak, and we are weak in the world. They view us as weak.
Yep,
and the reason they want us weak is because President Trump made them pay for their own way. The United Nations, we were paying 90% before President Trump got in. And then once President Trump comes in and says, you want anything more from us, you guys start paying your fair share. Fair share. There we go. Democrats love that. But anyway, folks, this world is a mess now because of this administration, because 2020 was stolen. Don't give a shit what anybody says. That is not misinformation. And we need to vote and be vigilant like these individuals are who are watching this. So if you go to your polling, okay, and if you have a machine vote and you push that button and you push the button for President Trump and it doesn't go to President Trump,
videotape it for one.
Try it again, because that doesn't cast until you hit the cast vote button.
Correct.
Right. So get the poll watcher to come over and say, I pushed President Trump and this is what came up.
Yep.
And then let them figure it out. Do not hit the cast vote button. Now, I get it. If you hit the cast vote button and then it changes, not a whole lot you can do.
Well,
but
which is the problem with the Dominion
is the problem.
Machines. Which is why you will not have a Dominion voting machine in the state of Florida, by the way, just so you know.
Well, then it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be anywhere. But anyway, that's where we're at with all of that. So folks, just vote. That's all we can do.
That's all you can do. That's absolutely all you can do. Jim, you mind if I play a couple more things here?
No, let's do it. Let's play some videos. And then I got one quick thing that we can.
No. I think we want to talk a little bit about Israel's plans leaked too and all that. I mean, that's the important. That's very important. But so Kamala held a town hall, right?
I like it when she does.
Oh, don't you?
Especially when she
now,
gets the
what's a
questions
typical
ahead of time.
town hall? Let me ask you your opinion. What'd you say?
Especially when she gets the questions ahead of time.
Oh, so here you go. So what's your typical town hall like? You don't get the questions ahead of time.
You invite voters to the town hall who ask you questions.
That's it. So this one consisted of Maria Shriver was the host of it. I think that's her name, right? Isn't that like Schwarzenegger's?
Yeah, X
or
they
something like
divorced
that?
now?
I don't know if they are. Who cares?
Is he married to his babysitter yet? I don't.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. It was like, boy, I love this. I love this
too
panel of people who are married to people who've impregnated their nannies.
Yeah. But we're a threat to democracy and morality.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They aren't. So it was her hosting it. It was the town hall. So obviously it had cackling Kamala, and then it had America's
favorite Cheney
of all, Liz Cheney was there. So here's what Maria Shriver said before it started. So listen to this.
Or not, unfortunately. We have some determined questions, and hopefully I'll be able to ask some of the questions that might be in your head. I hope so.
Oh, she hopes she'll be able to ask predetermined questions. So you think,
what did you have for dinner today, Kamala?
Yeah.
Hopefully it was a quarter pounder with cheese.
You would think that if she had predetermined questions, she'd be prepared with her predetermined answers. But tell me what she said. What, I don't know the question. We don't hear the question in this video I'm about to play. I don't think you could even begin to comprehend what the question would be based on this answer. Yeah. You wouldn't even know. But here is Kamala speaking there.
To what people are feeling. We cannot despair.
Here we go.
We cannot.
Oh,
what? I know her hands.
Oh my gosh, I'm so.
We cannot despair. Look at the crowd. The excitement's incredible. Look at old dead Cheney there sitting there.
Yeah. The most hated woman in the world, really. I don't, anyway. One of.
Republicans didn't like it. I didn't like the Cheney. The fact that she's sitting there campaigning with Kamala only makes me know it only confirms my belief more at this point that Liz Cheney is sitting next to her on this. Let's listen. So anyways, we cannot despair. You heard that part. She's holding her chest. It's a very touching moment. Let's try to figure out what the question actually was to her when this is over. Okay, Jim?
Despair. The nature of a democracy is such that I think there's a duality. On the one hand, there's an incredible strength when our democracy is intact. An incredible strength in what it does to protect the freedoms and rights of its people. Oh, there's great strength in that.
Okay.
And it is very fragile.
Oh, and it is.
It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it.
Are we 5 years old?
And so that's the moment we're in. And I say do not despair, because in a democracy, as long as we can keep it in our democracy, the people, every individual has the power to make a decision about what this will be. And so let's not feel powerless. Let's not let and I get it, overwhelming nature of this all.
Of what?
Make us feel powerless, because then we have been defeated. And that's not our character as the American people. We are not one to be defeated. We rise to a moment, and we stand on broad shoulders of people who have fought this fight before for our country. And in many ways, let us look at the challenge then that we are being presented.
That's what I want you to notice. Like, look at Cheney's like, I'm about to fall asleep, and Shriver's like, I don't know. What are you saying? What is happening here? This is 3/4 of the way full. Do you want to hear the rest, or?
Go ahead.
Sure. Again, I'm still trying to figure out.
Will we ever find out what the question is, though?
I don't know.
Does she bring up middle class? Does she bring up raised by a middle class family?
Not in this one. So, but yeah, let's listen.
Presented and not be overwhelmed by it. The baton is now in our hands.
What? It's been, by the way, for 4 years, it's been in your hands, stupid.
Yeah, and it's been dropped many times, by the way.
Yeah, really.
and you're disqualified. You're out.
She can't spell baton.
No.
To fight for, not against, but for this country we love. That's what we have the power to do. So let's own that. dare I say, be joyful in what we will do in the process of owning that, which is knowing that we can and will build community and coalitions and remind people that we're all in this together. Let's not let the overwhelming nature of this strip us of our strength. That's how I feel about this.
Yeah.
What the hell did she just say? People are going to vote for this? No. So what was the question, do you think, Jim? If you had to guess, mine would be, can you give us 2 minutes of pure bullshit?
Well, okay, so Maria Shriver comes on because, Buckeye, you're right. Notice she said unfortunately, so that the audience was only told the moment they wouldn't be allowed to ask questions.
Correct.
But I loved how Maria Shriver goes, well, then I will ask the questions that I think that you want to ask. Well, this group from President Obama when he came out.
Yeah.
And the only one that ever spoke the truth was President Clinton when he said, yes, this border is owned by President Biden and Vice President Harris. That's the only factual thing that has been said from any of these people going out. Notice he's not allowed to campaign for him anymore. Have you noticed that? He has not been out since he made that comment.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
But guys,
he's been Arkansas.
The only thing I can ask you is, they asked her, what would you do to fix the border? That's the question they asked her. That was her answer.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it wasn't that. I will tell you the only reason why I think it wasn't that question, because in that 2 minutes, she did not mention Trump once, right?
Which is a very rare occasion.
Very rare occasion where she didn't mess. So I think it was literally, give us your best version of BS. I mean, I honestly can't even understand what the question would be. And I'm sorry, I don't know it. But that was the fun part, was trying to guess what was she answering. What is actually going on here?
This was a good comment. Just like Patton was the only general the Germans feared, Trump is the only president that adversaries feared.
That
very
is a
good
very
point.
good point.
And
Very
when I
good
said
point.
quarter pounder, and we'll get into that real quick, in the side of Trump freedom fries.
Yeah.
And if I can do this right now, because I did mention the quarter pounder, do you guys think it's kind of coincidental that President Trump works for a day at McDonald's?
Yeah.
And then a few days later, or maybe the next day, the CDC has to shut some of them down because somebody died eating a quarter pounder.
Well, I think that's happened more than once, but go on.
Well, let me tell you, I feel like I'm going to die after I eat a quarter pounder.
One of them,
the slivered onions, which are horrible. Why would you eat slivered onions anyway? Get those things
they're great,
the hell
by
out
the
of
way.
here.
They're great.
It should be
They're
outlawed.
absolutely phenomenal.
So
Their fries
anyway,
are top notch, though.
But don't you think that's kind of ironic, coincidental, that he does this and McDonald's now gets the fight of their life by the CDC?
Yeah, breakout.
Yep.
Quite odd. What does Rich say here? Let's see. We are a constant.
Yes.
She does not. No, she doesn't know this.
They
She
never
doesn't.
talk about it.
They don't. Dude worked there half a day and ice cream machines are fixed. I know. I love that one. It's my favorite one.
That was a good one. Okay,
That is a good one.
Okay, so now that we talked about this with McDonald's, I want to ask the audience.
This one,
and
hold
you,
on.
Dale.
Liz looks so happy. This is the
It
party,
the
of the dead.
I mean, they're ridiculous. They
are. Go on, Jim. Sorry.
Anyway, so I want to talk about real quick. Okay, if you guys haven't noticed, or if some of you probably, they are investigating the leak because they're very upset. The leak came where there was leaked that Israel was about ready to mount an attack.
Yep.
Well, here's my take on it, and Dale, I'll see if we can get your take on it. Israel kills the head of the Hamas.
Yep.
So then, right after that, the administration.
Can I stop you there for a second, though, Jim?
Go ahead.
Israel kills after Kamala said, "Don't go into that region because it's too dangerous."
Okay.
So go on. Yeah.
So anyway,
leadership.
So correct. And then we get into this point now where then the administration comes out and says, "Okay, Netanyahu, let's work on a deal now. The head of the snake is killed. Let's work on a deal."
Correct.
He's not going to work on the deal. He's got to protect his country. He's got to protect them, right?
Yep. Correct.
So he's not going to do it.
No.
The administration comes out and asks him, and he doesn't do it. Next thing we know, a leak happens.
Yeah.
Folks, we are never going to know what Israel does again.
Yep.
Our best ally.
Yes.
Okay. I know some people may say Great Britain, and they're a very good ally, but I still contend Israel has always been our best ally because we've always had their backs. They've always had ours. Do you think they're ever going to trust an administration again that does not include President Trump or a firm Republican leader?
Yep.
No, they're never going to trust.
And they shouldn't
trust.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris. Anyway.
And you Democrat Jewish voter out there hearing this news, if that alone, besides all the protests and besides the fact that this administration supports Palestine, and they do, beside all of that, and now this, are you still going to go vote for Kamala Harris? Really? That is bad.
I think we also figured out that there's a lot of people out there, they're not voting for Kamala Harris. They're voting against President Trump.
I get that. It doesn't matter. Okay, if you're still going to vote against President Trump, I don't care how you say it. You don't vote.
Yeah, you just have
vote
to,
for Kamala.
People,
if
trust
you
me,
do vote against them, that's a vote for Kamala. So you're really going to do that. That's what you. And honestly, the simple, basic question that has been since time began in our country and during presidential elections, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? It's the simplest way to pinpoint. Are you, and by you, don't particularly feel like yourself, like, oh, well, I still got my job. I got a raise last week. Things are going okay. Are you as a country, is the country in a better spot to protect you and your children and your grandchildren for the future now than they were 4 years ago? The answer is no. Clear, plain and simple. So that's that. Jim, it's Wednesday. I want to play Warrior Shield real quick. I still got a few more videos. Let's keep this going. All right. So we'll be right back after this.
Warrior Shield Foundation is here to unite, honor, and provide support for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members. The foundation will enable them to find the help they need through direct assistance or by connecting them with our Shared Vision Network. Using data-driven models, we provide solutions that make a long-lasting difference. We, along with our partners, are dedicated to bringing together like-minded groups and individuals who have committed to making a difference in the lives of our hardworking, everyday heroes. We bridge the gap by connecting warriors or their families with the assistance they deserve and require, such as service dogs, wheelchairs, counseling, scholarships, and team-building retreats, to name a few. You can help right now to make a difference for those who have helped and protected us all. Warrior Shield Foundation, selflessly doing for those who need it most.
It's a long way to home, but you won't take the hard road all alone. Just look to your left and look to your right. You were born to fight.
Warrior Shield Foundation, some of the best American humans you'll ever meet, you'll ever be a part of, and we are very much appreciative to be a part of that group. We feel we are a part of that group, and they have taken us in. But I'm telling you, folks, they are some of the best Americans that we have.
They are.
And please, warriorshield.org. You can still donate. Remember, they fundraise for other fundraising company groups. They don't, they don't take the money, they give it.
And it helps veterans, first responders, Gold Star families. Folks, this is the real deal. Jim speaks the truth. These are the real deal folks out here. And the money goes where it's supposed to. A true 501c3, a true nonprofit organization. They are, honestly, they've made us better people, Jim, by knowing them, and we are honored and proud. So please, warriorshield.org, don't forget about them. It's getting cold out there. Veterans need our help. First responders always need our help. Anything helps. They are an organization that really puts the money to good use and where it goes.
If you have that old coat that's still in good shape.
That,
you either can't fit anymore, or
that's Sub-Zero.
You just want it. Sub-Zero. Sorry, it's Sub-Zero.
Yeah,
my bad. But Sub-Zero.
Yeah, I know.
Send it to them
as well.
Take it to them. Take it to anything in your neighborhood that is doing something like that for veterans,
homeless
veterans.
Yep.
Because they really can. Those where you might think, it's not going to do me any good. Let's take it. You can take it to Goodwill. That's fine. That's good. But man, maybe there's an organization in your area, whether it's Sub-Zero or whether it's any other area. Just see if there's one there and take it there.
Yep.
Just
It's
help them
getting
out.
cold out
Because
there, folks.
The administration
Winter's
is not
here.
helping them out.
Yep.
They care more about illegal than any of us citizens, let alone our heroes. But
Correct.
You don't care.
Correct.
So there it is.
there
Buckeye.
that is.
Thank you.
Yep. Oh, sorry.
Gosh darn it, Dale.
Gosh darn it, Jim.
You do it.
I didn't know you were talking, so I decided to take the reins there on that. So that's true. So subzeromission.org was the beneficiary of the Warrior Weekend Fest this past year, and they do
see,
amazing work.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And by the way, what also happened down there, Rich had to put this in there.
Oh yeah, so that's here's a backstory there. It's not.
It's a big
Jim
time
got me a
backstory.
late night sandwich, and he handed it to me. He says, "Be careful, there's a pickle." I'm like, why would I?
Because I didn't know if he liked pickles or not. It was a question. It was a good question.
It was genuine. You were a good
Apparently.
guy. You were a good guy, but I'm just like, how would I not notice the big giant pickle sitting on the sandwich? But anyways, well, maybe I had a little bit of.
You had a lot of water.
I had a
You
lot
had
of water.
a lot of water.
Maybe I would have missed. Maybe I would have missed the pickle, but
That water,
at any rate,
that is some dangerous water down there. I'm telling you.
there is some dangerous water. This I didn't know. This has nothing to do with politics, but I don't know if this, but I believe
Yeah.
it. Comparing to so
Yes, passed
Fernando
away
Valenzuela passed away. Is that just
Yep.
today? That he did?
Yesterday. Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. I didn't hear that. I did not hear that. But yeah,
63, I believe. And
Yeah,
the reason he put
jeez.
that up there is because it's
because he's a southpaw.
Yeah,
I know he doesn't care about the Dodgers.
lefties.
I know
They
that.
just don't know how to throw right hand, and that's why.
That's right. They couldn't do it, so that's why they became lefties. They threw like girls.
And I have
right?
my spouse is a lefty too, but she does everything right-handed. She writes
Yeah.
left-handed, but she does everything else.
Slaps you left-handed, I think, doesn't she?
Oh no, she's much harder hitting me right-handed.
Oh,
She's
good
ambidextrous
for her.
that way.
Yeah, good for her. Jim, I have a couple other videos I want to play, and
Yep.
I want to get into this for this reason. So, as we went to the Liz Cheney appearing at the town hall with cackling Kamala, I think we forget when Biden picked Kamala, Liz Cheney's comments on her. So let's listen to that. So this one we can't talk over, Jim, because I had to save it as a video thing. But so we'll just play it out and we'll come back.
Case as somebody who is a centrist. And in one fell swoop here, he has put somebody on the ticket whose voting record in the Senate is to the left of Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. So I think that, the American people are going to look at the substance of this. They're going to look at what she stood for in the past. They're going to look at what she said during the primary election. And it's very clear. She is a radical liberal. She's somebody that has said we ought to spend $32 trillion on Medicare for all. If you look at her record as well in California, she did, in fact, essentially ban gun sales with executive action. And she threatened during the primaries to do the same thing if she's elected.
But can I be
honest?
Try and be fair here.
I want to. JD Vance also said some things about President Trump.
Yep.
So
As
why
has
not? And that's what I
Governor
wanted to say.
DeSantis and all that stuff. It's what they
Yes.
do.
It's
But
what they do.
the difference is, and this is what I wanted to make sure, and maybe you were heading this way, so I'm sorry.
Go
if
ahead.
you are.
Go
But
ahead.
the point to what she was saying is she pointed out the reasons she shouldn't be vice president or president. And it's things that this country stands for, the Second Amendment, and now the First Amendment. They're attacking the First Amendment. Make no bones about it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's kind of funny that she's able to sit there with them.
Yeah. And it just everything's okay. Everything. I'm part of you now. So she's far left of Bernie Sanders, which we all knew.
We all knew that.
Yeah, we all knew that. But now, where does that put you, Liz? Yeah. You are already. You're just a rhino. You're just a never Trumper, and you are just as bad as Kamala, if not worse. Even if maybe not even if worse than than that. So one other I want to play. Well, I got two, but one more is Kamala was also on NBC. She did an NBC interview. Now, this is the funny part to me because she took the day off from campaigning to prepare for an NBC interview that she had the questions for ahead of time. Again. So this was a flailing mess. Like I don't know if her earpiece broke or whatever, but
pretty much everything she does.
This is a question about her being able to notice Biden's, mental decline during and her response to it. And she was part of pushing him out of there. I mean, this was her. Listen to this.
Can you say that you were honest with the American people about what you saw in those moments with President Biden as you were with him again and again, repeatedly in that time?
Of course. Joe Biden is an extremely accomplished, experienced, and capable in every way that anyone would want if they're president.
And you never saw anything like what happened at the debate night behind closed doors with him?
It was a bad debate. People have bad debates. He is absolutely.
But that's the reason why you're here, and he's not running for the top of the ticket.
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
What do you think?
I am running for president of the United States. Joe Biden is not. And my presidency will be about bringing a new generation of leadership to America that is focused on the work that we need to do to invest in the ambitions and aspirations of the American people.
It's a judgment question. That's why I ask. Can the American people trust you in these moments, even when it's maybe uncomfortable for Americans to level with Americans in that way? So that's why I ask. And it sounds like what you're saying is you feel like you never saw anything like that from President Biden.
I have worked with Joe Biden, hours and hours and hours over these 4 years, whether it be in the Situation Room or the Oval Office. Joe Biden is the one who was able to bring NATO together during a crisis where, for the first time in 70 years, Europe saw and has seen war. Joe Biden has done the work that has been about being a leader on what we have done to fix so much of what has been broken in terms of the economy because of Donald Trump's mismanagement.
There it is.
What
minute and a half in. I gotta give
just
NBC
to let you
credit
know
for asking and pushing.
Yes,
I got to be honest with you.
We saw the mental
was
decline in 2012.
Yeah,
which is why they didn't want him to run in 2016.
Correct.
They
Correct.
pushed him out to let Hillary run.
Correct.
There was a reason.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And it's the same reason why they also in 2016 pushed out Tulsi Gabbard. And since then, you like her or not, go for her or don't go for her. She has changed and she has realized and she did at the time, I think, realized like, what is this party doing to me? Like, I get it. She is not 100% conservative. I got news for you folks. Trump is not 100% conservative. All right. He has some liberal social values, right?
Yep.
And that's fine. You don't have to be 100%. But now,
which is why he does not believe in Project 2025.
That is correct.
Because of his social.
That's
views.
right. And rightfully so, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
And you could disagree with me or not. I don't even care, but rightfully so. There are some things on there that are just so far right that it's not. I understand you got to go as they go further left. We got to push further right. I do get that. And that's correct with abortion, with all gender transitioning to children. I get all that. We have to do that. But there are some things on it that are just beyond the pale for me. Okay. So, but Tulsi Gabbard made an announcement. She left the Democratic Party, became independent. Yesterday, she made this announcement.
My love for our country, and specifically because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace, that I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
He wasn't prepared for that.
He
The
was
look
not.
on his face,
He didn't
was
know.
shocked.
He
Right.
did not know she was actually going to make the announcement, which is absolutely. You tell me that is not more powerful than dead Liz Cheney sitting next to Kamala at this bizarre town hall where nobody could ask questions. That's you know, that's right. That's fire aching. I mean, that is absolutely
And it's
impressive.
not. There's other Democrats that have switched to independents that, you know, they may or may not realize that they're more Republican than they are anything else.
Yeah.
But I think there's more. I mean, you just saw 55,000 registered Democrats switched to,
correct.
You know, now for whatever reason they switched, I don't know. Right. I have not. Maybe it's not 100% Trump. Maybe they just
we can take a guess.
You know, maybe they wanted to cause havoc in the voting like some people do. But the point of the matter is, you continually see Kamala Harris. And the thing that makes me mad is we hear all this stuff from John Kerry to Hillary Clinton talk about misinformation. How many times do we have to hear them just complain about misinformation? Yet you go to the mainstream media and you don't hear that questions were given to her ahead of time.
Correct.
Now you had to watch the beginning.
Yes,
when
you did.
He said that, but I guarantee you, CNN did not lead with, "Oh, this is where it's at." So this is a frustrating thing with me, because the misinformation is not coming from our side.
Correct.
It's not. When we sit there and say FEMA is out of money because they gave money to the illegals, and then that's misinformation, when we have video of all of them saying that.
Yep.
2 years ago.
Correct. All of them.
So where's the misinformation coming from? It's not coming from us. Where's the threat to democracy coming from? It's not coming from us. It's coming from them, because they want to move us into the socialist, communist, where we have to be taken care of. That's what they want.
And control.
That's a lot of these people out there. They want to be taken care of. I
They
don't.
do.
I just want to be safe, keep my taxes low, give me the ability to take care of my family. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
Yep. Yep. It's very true.
And it's not
Jim,
too much to ask for.
interesting headline here before we end today.
You
Traditionally,
gotta play the View.
Oh shoot, that's
Yeah.
right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
We always like the View.
I do like the View. The View had another woman on as a guest. Let's listen to this.
About manufacturing, building back up manufacturing in the United States
see.
is a focus of
gone.
both campaigns. I want to play for you what Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz said about this yesterday.
We want to make sure that
That's the woman on the View. By the way.
you're able to bring manufacturing like Kamala Harris has did. We know Donald Trump lost more manufacturing jobs than any president in American history.
Yep.
That's simply factual.
Pause it.
Well, you'll hear.
COVID.
Well,
COVID.
here-
Okay.
You
sorry.
just took this poor reporter's thunder away, Jim.
Sorry.
What are the facts here?
Well, if you're going to say something is simply factual, it should be factual. This is not. It's not true that the Trump presidency lost more manufacturing jobs than any other presidency. Under George W. Bush, there were about 4.5 million manufacturing jobs lost. Under Trump, it was about 178,000. Now, there are also more manufacturing jobs lost than under Trump, under Eisenhower, under Ford, under Reagan. So Trump does not have the record. I think it's also worth pointing out for context that these Trump job losses in manufacturing overwhelmingly occurred because of the COVID pandemic. Pre-pandemic, under Trump, there was a gain of about 414,000 manufacturing jobs. Again, he ended a negative 178,000, but that was largely because we had a pandemic-related crash.
Daniel Dale, great to see you as always. Thank you.
And
John?
he will never be allowed on that show again.
Time to end the interview. Daniel, that was great to see
He
you.
will never be on
Oh,
that show again. I
You didn't give us
guarantee
the answer we wanted. But there you have it. Walls.
Sorry,
goes
I
on
didn't
the
mean
View.
to steal from it. I just hate
No,
it when they
it's
say
obvious.
worst
It was the
economy.
obvious answer.
And-
Yeah. Yeah. It's frustrating, isn't it? So even with then lost 179,000 during COVID, during
That's
a
interesting.
shutdown pandemic.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting, isn't it? So, but yep, they just lie. It doesn't matter. And of course, the View went along with it. You got blowhard Joy Bayer there.
come on.
Then, you know,
we have over 2,000 viewers. We
right
have
now.
doubled who watch the View, and they're in a lot more now.
And producers and stuff. Like, I mean,
And
besides Buckeye,
our
who's
viewers are
producer.
much more intelligent than their viewers.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Our viewers are the smart of the smart.
They are, with the exception of one or two. That's all I can say. You guys guess who they are.
We'll let you guess who you are.
We'll let you guess who you are. If you think you're not it, you might be it.
You might be it. So.
I like this headline. Traditionally, Dem leaders and key Michigan voting bloc ditch Harris and endorse Trump. So we saw this coming. Some Arab leaders in the Southeast Michigan have heard enough from Vice President Kamala Harris and are now encouraging their community to throw their support behind former President Trump. Shocking, actually. I mean, I say shocking, but wasn't there an Arab ban? Wasn't he racist for shutting down travel from Arab countries into this? Isn't that who he was? But Arab Americans don't think so. Just like Latino Americans don't think he's racist and has the right plan in place for this country. So that Harris and Waltz are not the only ones making awkward gaffes on the campaign trail. I don't know what that means.
Obama's doing some things, and
who is?
Did you ever find out what Rachel?
Obama is. Yep. Huh?
Obama had done some things too. That guy is losing his mind.
That guy is. Oh my God, he is. He's. Yeah, I think he's losing all.
Did you guys watch the where Whitmer comes out wearing the sunglasses at the event?
Yes.
Are you tired of all these Dems and the leftists only liking the fame?
I know.
They like what they're getting to be in these positions that they're in. And that we have an entire cabinet of that.
Yeah,
they prefer where they get to go. What Hollywood elitists they get to go to their parties and everything. Whereas instead of working for the American people. That's what really frustrates me. So you watch the Whitmers of the world, you watch the Kathy Hochul's of the world, they could give a squat's butt about the people of their state. They like the power that they have. They like the position that they have because they have no fear. Because I don't know what's going on with Michigan. I don't know what's going on with New York. How you could put these individuals in office is beyond me. But please wake up. And oh, by the way, Aiken McGrowan, we were not talking about you.
No, we were not.
You're one of the intelligent ones. Trust me, the individual, mainly the main individual, knows who we're talking about. And there might be what did you
go on. You playing something else?
There just might actually be South in the person's name. I'm just saying. And crazy to boot. Well,
maybe he's a little crazy. Maybe he's a little crazy. I don't see Billy Bass on here either. He'll know.
No, unfortunately he's not. So those are the two we're talking about, folks.
They know who we're talking about. Jim, do you have anything else before we remind people of a couple things, if you don't mind? First of all, we will be back Monday, 10:30 Eastern. Another live show. We will have Steve Stern on here from Stern America. You will not want to miss it. It's election integrity show. Yes. You will want to stay tuned for that. Do not miss that. Also, kind of a pre-advanced on election day. You can get all of your live election coverage right here on the Patriots Per Network. Yeah. There's going to all of us that present shows on here will be on. Jim and I will be on multiple times, even in the evening.
If you really like to look at these beautiful faces, you're really going to see us quite a bit on election night.
You will see us quite a bit on election night. We will be broadcasting our normal time that morning. We believe once the lineup comes out, we'll confirm all that with you.
Yeah.
But we think our normal time in the morning on that Tuesday, which is not a normal day for us, but it's election day, and the coverage will be round the clock on that day here at the Patriots Per Network. And then we'll be on the afternoon, hopefully. And then I think in the evening as well, we are going to be on.
And I think by 10:30 Eastern time, California will be able to say that Kamala Harris won this day.
You think so?
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
They pretty much have it ready to go. They're just
they probably do. I mean, it's already blue. Like Bill Hemmer's got it's already lit up blue. Right. It's not even close. Well, folks, again, election day coverage will be then. That's November 5th, as everybody should know. And so stay tuned for all that. But again, Monday, Steve Stern will be here again. It's a not miss on that one.
And that is a not miss.
That is a not
you want to
miss,
talk about somebody who knows about voter integrity. This is it. This is it, folks.
This is the guy. So, folks, please remember Grit Gear Apparel and Lock and Load Coffee. Go to gritgearapparel.com. Go to lockandloadcoffee.com. Please remember to use coupon code 2GUYS. Get 10% off your first order, and continue to use that code so they know you heard it here on this show. Please go do that. Jim, you froze or am I froze?
Just so you see, you bugged out.
I did. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, but these shirts that you see us wear every week, there's a heck of a lot more out there that they have to offer, and it's a lot of Patriot shirts, a lot of America First shirts, just a lot of great shirts.
Good
They have the
messages.
Lion Reaver that I wear a couple shirts. But the United We Stand, I'm sure they also have a shirt that
they do. I think
you see my 1776 shirt that I wear. I wore the last show. But folks, go out there and look. I like the blue for personal reason. So they have great shirts, but they're just an awesome couple. We're not just
and they
saying
work
that
hard, very
because they're listening.
work very, very hard.
We're not just saying that because they're listening. We really do believe that.
We
they're great people, but it is Patriot first. It's America first, folks, and they are true Americans. And we, again, as we like to say, we're better people for knowing them.
And you will be better people for knowing them by placing that order and helping them out. You become part of the Grit Gear Lock and Load family. You truly do,
up, folks.
You truly do. And if you're in the southeastern Ohio area, they've got a brick and mortar. And I'm telling you, when you go there, they treat you like family. You come in, you can have a cup of coffee right there. You sit down, they get to know you. They like to know who their customers are. It supports their small community there. They work hard at it. So go and see Rich and Sharon, say hi, support them, enjoy a great cup of coffee, and buy some great gear while you're there. It's just going to be amazing.
My wife and I are going to be taking a trip there to go in. We are buying Christmas. For the
man, I'm telling you,
present. So we're going there, but also we're hoping, and we are, folks, we are hoping that we in our schedules and our travel schedules that we can work out where you and I can actually do a live show from there.
Rich has got that whole studio now that he's addicted to podcasting and fills in for Jim and I, which is awesome.
You think if we did a live show, you think we could get Sharon to come on? Probably not, but but Rich would.
Rich would.
But great, folks. Check it out.
Check it out.
GritGearApparel.com, folks. It's great people, great fun. They're awesome.
Lockandloadcoffee.com as well. Folks, thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for spending your Wednesday with us and the time you spend with us on the show. All of you out there commenting, we can't thank you enough. We do it because of you. We couldn't do it without you. So we really do appreciate you and your support. Please remember, like, follow, and share on Rumble, on YouTube, on X, on Facebook. Yeah, it's like, follow, and share, Jim. It says it right there at the bottom as it's scrolling across. Of course, you can hear us on Apple and Spotify, and where you hear podcasts as well. So please go support us. Go support the channel, the Patriots Prayer Network. We thank them as well for giving us an opportunity to broadcast on this podcast network. So it's an honor for us to do that as well. And support the other shows that are on there. They've got great shows. So please go support the channel itself. And there's a lot of you that comment here that do, and we know that. We thank you. So
because we see you on it. We just keep commenting on the other shows. So.
We do.
So we appreciate
it. Not at all. Not at all. Just remember, there's some loyalty to us.
Just a little bit. Just
a little bit, Jim, thank you very much for your participation. Everybody out there, Jim, until Monday, have a great weekend. Wake the hell up, America. We'll see you on Monday.